So apparently, people are making really decent money training AI models. That's right, and a company called DataAnnotation.Tech has been advertising everywhere, saying it's looking for new AI trainers right now. And sure enough, the company says right on its website that you can make really solid side income by helping to train the latest AI models. But is data annotation legit, or is it a scam that's a little bit too good to be true? Well, I decided to take a look under the hood for this episode of Scam or Legit. I signed up, I became a tester, or at least I tried to, and I'm going to share everything you need to know about this platform to help you decide ultimately if it's worth it for you. Let's get to it. And also guys, stick around because at the end of the video, I'm sharing some better alternatives you can use as well. So you definitely want to watch this one. Let's get to the review. All right, guys. So really quickly, what is DataAnnotation.Tech and what is this side hustle opportunity all about? Well, DataAnnotation.Tech is a remote job platform that claims to pay users for labeling and annotating data, things like text, images, or chatbot responses. Now, right off of the bat, the company advertises a lot of compelling features. Data annotation says it's flexible, you can work from home, you work on your own schedule, and it pays really well. And apparently you don't need any previous experience or even a degree to become a tester and worker. Now, this company has also been advertising like crazy for the last year. This is actually how I found out about it. I see their ads everywhere that they're looking for AI trainers and that they're paying really well, according to their website and advertisements. What's also nice is that they're currently accepting people from the US, Canada, UK, Ireland, New Zealand, Australia, and a bunch of other countries. And they also say they're global, just if you're not in these countries, you might have slightly less work opportunity. But overall, it looks like a pretty cool company up front. But how does data annotation actually work and how do you become a tester on this platform? Well, it's pretty simple. You just sign up for free with your email and then you take an unpaid test assessment, which is basically what determines if you're eligible to be a tester on this platform. Now, this assessment actually took me 45 minutes to complete, and I'll scroll through here on the screen and show you guys some of the questions that were involved. There were all kinds of questions, things asking me to rate prompt responses from chatbots, things that involved finding errors in different AI responses, and then answering questions about myself. And I will say that this did take me like 45 minutes. Some of the questions were actually quite difficult. Like a lot of the questions were basically showing two different responses from an AI model to a certain prompt. And then I'd have to explain which one was better, or I'd have to search and find errors in different prompt responses. So it actually took quite a bit of thinking and time. You're also not allowed to use ChatGPT or another AI model for this. So again, they want you to research this on your own by using Google. And then again, it does take upwards of an hour for some people. And this is unpaid work. Now, I completed this thing well over 2 weeks ago. In fact, it might already have been a month or more by the time you're watching this video. And so far, I have not been accepted as a worker on DataAnnotation.Tech. Currently, my account says, "Thank you for taking the assessment. If we have need of your particular skills, or we have additional assessments for you to identify further skills, you'll be notified via email. Otherwise, thank you for your time." Now, in terms of other skills, I did go through my profile afterwards, after completing my assessment, and I connected my LinkedIn, I added some of my skills, I added my English native language proficiency, and I added more information about myself. Still haven't heard anything back. And so this brings me to my next question. Can you actually make money with this website and company? And let me start out by saying that Data Annotation has really competitive rates that it advertises on its website. I mean, the company says, according to its website, that you can make $20 per hour for entry-level work and upwards of $40 per hour if you know how to code or know advanced subjects in math or science. But so far for me, I've worked on this thing for over an hour doing my assessment and then filling out my profile. And I haven't heard anything, so I've made $0. And so I wanted to do some more digging, and so I went on Reddit and other YouTube videos and different forums to see what some other users are saying about this website. One thread I found on Reddit had a user saying, "I do it just as a side job. It definitely does not pay my rent. I only know 2 other people who pass the entry barriers, and they also only do it on the side." So clearly this person is saying the competition is pretty intense and not many people ever qualify to work with this company. Now, another thread I found was quite interesting, and this person says, "I've made $6,000 since February. It's definitely not a scam, but they only hire 5 to 10% of the people that apply. You must have an amazing eye for detail, be proficient with fact checking, and be a strong writer." So this was a pretty decent review, and again, it's kind of reiterating the point that this is a very difficult company to get work with, but if you do actually qualify, it seems like the pay can be pretty decent. That said, the recent reviews on Trustpilot are abysmal. I mean, it has like a 2 out of 5 star or 2.5 star out of 5 star rating. and a lot of the recent reviews are scathing. A ton of people on Trustpilot are having the same experience I'm having, where you do all of this unpaid work up front and then you just don't hear back from Data Annotation for weeks at a time or even months at a time. Now, a lot of these negative reviews also say that they got additional requests for more skill assessments and training, and then again, never heard anything, never got paid for this work. So they effectively spent hours of their time working for this company and never got paid. Overall, it seems like DataAnnotation.tech either works pretty well for a select few people, but most people make $0 with this platform, spend a lot of time on it, and never get any rewards. And so guys, this company is advertising everywhere. That's why I wanted to make this review, because I'm sure a lot of you guys have probably seen their ads as well. But I want to cover some alternatives you can also consider that are in the same industry, but that actually pay out their members. So for starters, there are Microtask websites that are much easier to get into and to find work with. For example, you can apply to companies like ClickWorker, which is a global one. There's also Amazon MTurk, and there's also Appen, which is another very popular Microtask website. Now again, most of these platforms pay much less than what Data Annotation is advertising, but you can actually qualify and find work and get paid, and the reviews are much more positive. Similarly, you can also try various market research or paid focus group opportunities, which I've been covering recently on this channel. User interviews and respondent.io are my two favorites that I'm using and testing right now, and I can usually find at least one assignment or focus group per month or two. And again, they pay pretty well, and I definitely recommend checking them out. And finally, you can also look at survey sites like Prolific or Pinecone Research or branded surveys. Again, these certainly don't pay as much as what DataAnnotation.tech is saying you can make, but they're free to sign up for, they're very beginner friendly, and you could actually find surveys and available opportunities and not waste hours of your time without getting paid. But okay guys, what are the pros and cons here, and why might you use DataAnnotation.tech, and why should you skip this platform? Really, the pro just has to be the earning potential if you do qualify. I mean, $20 to $40 per hour is what they advertise. This is confirmed by users on Reddit and other forums I've seen. So if you actually do get in, it seems like the pay is pretty decent. And the second pro would just be that it's somewhat interesting work. A lot of Microtask sites are so boring, but at least this one is a little bit new. It involves AI models and training. And again, it's a bit more challenging and kind of interesting than some of the other Microtask sites I've tried. Now, as for the cons, again, the first has to be that there's no guarantee you get in, and most people will probably not even pass the qualification assessment. And that leads me to the second con, which is just the overwhelming number of negative reviews, especially recently. So I think this company is definitely upsetting a lot of people and not delivering on what it promises. And so guys, that brings me to the scam or legit score, and I'm giving DataAnnotation.tech a 2 out of 5 stars for this one. Honestly, most of the recent reviews I'm encountering are fairly negative. I'm a little bit bummed too. Like, I've spent an hour or more on this thing. I've earned nothing. I've gotten no email updates. And I feel like I just worked for free and will probably never hear from this company again. Now, if you're into Microtask work, you can still apply. There's a chance you get in and qualify for projects and everything like that. It seems like the hourly pay is very compelling. However, just know that there are no guarantees. And again, a lot of recent reviews are negative, and I really don't give this my seal of approval. I think it's a bit of a dud. Now again, this is just based on my own testing, my own research, and personal opinions. Results are not guaranteed, so please take all of this with a grain of salt and set some realistic expectations as well. But yeah, I'm curious if any of you guys have used DataAnnotation.tech. Have you found work with it? Are you in the same bucket I'm in, where you're just waiting forever and you haven't heard back? I'd love to know from you guys down in the comments. Hopefully this review has been helpful and helps you save some time if you're on the fence and you're debating if this website is right for you. Thank you guys so much for watching and for all of the support as well. I hope you have a fantastic day and week. I'll catch you guys in the next one.